Alrighty, I wanted to talk to you a little bit about Pip and the kind of walking that we're doing outside and what to look for. For one thing, Pip travels well in a harness. Sorry, she's tracking something. She does very well in a harness, and I want to show you what it looks like. I use a kind called a sensible harness. What's nice about it is it clips on the front, on her chest. And in that way, it just makes for a lot nicer walk. The ones that connect on the back and that your leash connects to the back, it just kind of pulls them along and they don't really learn how to do a nice walk. This feeling on the chest makes them feel just a little out of balance when they're pulling. And so they learn how to kind of correct themselves so that they're moving along nicely as you're going. So anyway, some dogs, every dog is different, and she is not super interested in food when we're outside, because being outside, here girl, being outside can be stimulating for her. Sorry, we're undoing this. It is super fun for her, but what I use as the reward is the ability to move forward. If you see her right now, you look at that body language, she looks a little vigilant at what's going on. So to get a good quality walk with her, hey girl, what I'm doing is giving her plenty of time to watch things that she's interested in. She's just kind of taking a gander around the neighborhood. But I tend to go over the same area several times, because you'll find when she's pulling, when you lose this nice looseness in the leash, is when she's a little bit tense. Is that if you're having anything but loose leash, to turn direction. Girl, you know, when she starts to pull, just like right now, she sees something, which I think is a bunny. Whenever she starts to pull, whenever you have straightness in the leash, it's because she's tense about something. So we're just going to keep walking along. Good girl. And what I'm looking for is that looseness in the leash. This way. That's not our house. I lost her. Anyway, I'm looking for this looseness in the leash. And you'll find you'll get that if you're going over the same areas. And what'll happen is you kind of get this pendulum swing where you'll go a little farther and a little farther and a little farther. But she's much more comfortable going over familiar area. So that's what we do. We just, sorry, my shadow's in the way. We just kind of walk next to each other. There's my feet, loose leash, and I just let her sniff. She is a puppy, so you're trying to let her have as much of that kind of sensory experience as you can, because a lot of these things genuinely are new, and so it's good for her to experience, to sniff and smell and nibble and do all these things. But this is about as far as we usually have gone, so I'm going to turn back around and cover that same area again. Here we go. Pip, pip. With me. Good girl. Her mouth is open. An open mouth is a happy mouth. We've got this loose leash. Good girl. But when we're walking, you'll notice, whoop, we're still going this way. When we're walking, you'll notice the leash is going to get tighter if she ever gets into a point where she's nervous. And if she's nervous, I'm just going to go over that same area several times so she starts to feel more comfortable. We've got a car coming out, so I'm just going to have her wait. Wait, girl. Yes, ma'am. She says hello. Or take a little video. Hi, girl. Okay. Say hello. I miss you. Say my name's Pip. Good girl. Good girl. She's done very good, and she's met quite a few people, and she's beautiful meeting people. So again, I'm looking for this kind of relaxed walking, nice. Sorry, my phone keeps disconnecting as people call. Anyway, looking for this nice loose leash, just moving along nicely. Sorry, my shadow's in the way. So I'm going to show you. We go up about this distance, and she's super happy, super relaxed, nice rhythmic walk, which I love. Now we're starting to approach the area. I don't take them too far as puppies because they're not vaccinated all the way. So I don't take her too far. But, you know, about up there to that next driveway is about as far as we have gone so far. And as we're going, you might note that she starts to pull on the leash a little bit as she's going into more unfamiliar territory. And there she goes. See that little tightness in the leash? That's because we're in a new area. She's got new things to think about, new smells, new everything. So you'll see that tighten up just a little bit, which is fine. But I don't want to travel that way for a long distance. So we're going to, you know, we're kind of in a little unfamiliar territory now. I'm going to let her sniff around and enjoy herself. And then we're going to go back along that same area that she's comfortable with so that she can practice. Here, girl, we don't live there. So that she can practice that nice walk. Yes. She says, ah, I smell the wind in my face. It's so nice. Okay. You ready, girl? Hip, hip, with me. With me is the phrase I use as we go. And so then you can see, as she's starting to go back into familiar territory, whoops, she's got a loose leash again. Nice rhythmic walk. Whoop, this way. So that's what I would suggest. You start out going over, and particularly right now, she says, I want to sniff. Particularly right now when she's not fully vaccinated, you don't want to take her too far. Just take her along some nice area close to the house. Sorry, my shadow's in the way. But taking her along a nice area to the house, just kind of going over and over so she really gets the feeling of how it feels to have a nice quality easy walk. Now, do you see the leash is a little tense, a little tight right now? I don't want to keep moving if the leash is tight. What she would like to do is keep going further down the road, but I don't want to keep moving that way with the leash tight. So one way that I might combat that is either stop like I'm doing and waiting for her to look at me, or in this case she's not looking. She's completely forgotten that I'm here with her. So I'm just going to turn the other direction. Here you go, Pip. With me. Good girl. Good girl. This way. Yes. This is the opposite way that she probably would prefer to go. But that's fine. It's comfortable. Good girl. Now, actually, I do want to go back in the direction of home. So I'm going to turn back around now. With me. Ooh, we found something wonderful. With me. Yeah, cigarette butts, not wonderful. With me. Good girl. Again, nice rhythmic walk, loose leash, all that I like to see. Girl. But if I ever get tension in the leash, I'm just going to stop and wait for her to remember that I'm there. Or another strategy would be to just turn back around the other direction. That's a way. Very, very nice. Sorry, that was a little choppy. My phone keeps blipping out as we're trying to video. Good girl. Anyway, that's what we're working on. Kind of traveling a lot of the same area. Keeping the leash loose. Good girl. And conversely, letting her sniff and get to know things. That's the way she's going to develop confidence. Is by really sniffing around and getting to know things. Because a lot of this stuff really is genuinely new. All right. Good girl. All right, thanks.